I went to South Africa.
Yes, yeah. What's good, guys? Today we're gonna be reacting to Devante the One's video on when he came to South Africa. So, as a South African, I feel that I would be able to give the best commentary, not the best commentary, but some of the best commentary on this video because I relate to the video somewhat, you know. Also, disclaimer, I will be cutting out a lot of the video because it's either like him speaking about things that I already know or things that I just can't relate to because I haven't been to some of the places like Soweto I haven't been to. So I'll just be speaking about him in Cape Town and him speaking about stuff that I can personally relate to. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Now let's be honest, if you've been in captivity, America, all your life, had a stereotypical perspective of it based off a 1 cent a day can save this child's life African commercial, African booty scratcher jokes, and been brainwashed to think that they haven't advanced past Tinky's huts and despair, you probably think everybody look like this too. Well,
And this brings us to our first point of discussion, the misrepresentation of Africa in the media. So in media, South Africa and Africa, in the bigger picture, is depicted as still being primal and behind the rest of the world. Yes, South Africa is a third world country. However, we are not still living in mudhuts, believe it or not. And we do not, like, as you can tell, I'm recording this. I'm actually recording this on my phone, but I am recording this not on a brick that I've picked up outside, but on an actual device that uses the internet and can connect to people. So, yeah, there is a big and very negative misconception of Africa as a whole and South Africa. Like a few years ago, I spoke to this one girl from Iceland, Norway, something like that. And she asked me if there were tigers and lions running around in the streets, and I was taken aback because that's the first time I've been asked something like that ever. And I thought she was, I thought it was just like, one of those like slight racist jabs, like a joke. But she was dead ass asking me that. And I was like, wow, I didn't know people actually thought this. But yeah, people do think that. And I think that it's really stupid. Not stupid, okay, it's really naive to think something like that. And I don't blame her because she isn't taught any different. She is given that misconception by the media because all they see in other countries about Africa is suffering and torture and poverty, which, yes, there is a lot of that in Africa. However, that is not the entirety of Africa, you know? There is parts of Africa that is not, maybe not as advanced, but nearly as advanced as the European counterparts.
now my biggest headache living there for almost 3 weeks was the constant power shutoffs.
Now here's the next point of discussion, load shedding. He speaks about his experience where anytime he wants to do anything, the power just cuts. And that is just so real as a South African, especially in the time where he came to South Africa about 2 years ago. Load shedding was bad, bro. In certain areas, you would get, like, usually it would be about 2 hours per day, but at the time, it was about 4 to 6 hours a day with no electricity. It would be like 2 hours in the morning. You'd be lucky if it's like 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. And then it would be another 2 hours at night or even in the middle of the day. Like you'd be watching a game and then boom, krag off.
Pigeons were more masculine than the modern man. Nah, for real. Like, I may have been in South Africa, but them pigeons was from New York. I ain't smell not 1 ounce of fear in them, bro. Like, where they Tim's at? You say one wrong thing to them pigeons, and they might pull out a shank.
Nah, this point is so real. The pigeons here in South Africa give zero fucks about who you are or where you go. And like, you'll be driving down the road, and a pigeon will be sat in front of the tire of your car, and then will only move the moment the car is about 2 centimeters away from its head. These pigeons really, they on their shit, bro. And don't get me started on the seagulls. You only spoke about the pigeons. The seagulls. You'll be chilling in the park, you know, Greenpoint Park, and you'll be having a nice picnic, you know. You got the family out there. You're having some chicken. You're having some beef, bro. No fucking shot. This fucking seagull comes and flies down and steals a piece of chicken, and then takes it off to the side, and him and his fucking friends just start eating your chicken, and you can't go take it either because they will fucking attack you. So you just gotta allow it. What you gonna do? You're gonna fight a seagull? No, you're not, bro. These motherfuckers are gangsters. You fucked if you try to fight them, bro. Like, that shit is not fair, bro. It's just not fair.
Can't stress this enough. If you go to a restaurant, make sure you tip the waiter 10%, or it'll be offensive.
Okay, I'll have to disagree with Devante a little bit here. In recent times, yes, tipping has become sort of customary. Like, you do it to be nice, but for residents of South Africa at least, if you a foreigner coming into the country, not necessarily foreigner, like if you were forgot what they're called, but people come in, a tourist. If you're a tourist coming into the country, then you should tip. Yes, because obviously you come in to sort of benefit off the country. However, for people living in South Africa, tipping really isn't something that you do unless the service calls for a tip. Like, if the service was like good, you tip. Or if you have enough money, like if you have enough money that the tip really isn't gonna affect you at all, then you tip, obviously. But tipping culture isn't really as big here as it is in America. You don't have to tip 10% if you don't want to. If you don't feel that they were good enough or that the service was good enough to tip that 10%, then you don't have to. However, the point he made that they are underpaid is a very good point, because they are severely underpaid. I think I've never worked in fast food and I've never worked as a server, but I think they get paid, I'm going to base it off like construction workers, they get paid like on the high end, 300 to 350 rand a day, which is like $20 a day if you put it in freedom units. That is ridiculously low. Like, they work, I don't know, 12-hour days, give or take, and that would just be like, I don't even know, bro. I'm not even gonna do the math. It's like less than $2 an hour, which is it's fucking ridiculous for the amount of work they do. Okay, guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, why the fuck you watching this far into the video anyways? Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want, subscribe. If you don't, fuck off. Yeah, bye, guys.
Back in high school, you was on